Now, if the president's having a bad day, if there's anyone in Washington who might be having a worse day, it's the president's Secretary of State, John Kerry, who is now apologizing for using the term apartheid. Israel risks becoming an apartheid state. He said in a private meeting that he did not think was being covered by journalists. He was talking about if Israel doesn't get to the Palestinian, move it forward with the peace process, get to a two-state solution. Secretary Kerry now being condemned by Democrats and Republicans. Here's liberal Democratic Senator Barbara Boxer of California. Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East, and any linkage between Israel and apartheid is nonsensical and ridiculous. That's from the left side of the political spectrum. Here's Ted Cruz, who you would agree with me, I think, is the right side of the political spectrum on the Senate floor.
Before any further harm is done to our national security interests and to our critical alliance with the nation of Israel, that John Kerry should offer President Obama his resignation, and the president should accept it.
Molly, Secretary Kerry in a statement last night saying if I could rewind the tape, I would have chosen a different word. When Ted Cruz says he should resign, that going to happen?
I think Ted Cruz calling on a member of the Obama administration to resign is sort of a day that ends in Y phenomenon. I don't think that, and you notice that Barbara Boxer, who might have a little bit more credibility with the administration, is not calling on him to resign. Look, John Kerry clearly knows how serious this is. He's backpedaling, he's apologizing for using this language, but I think it reflects his frustration that the peace process that he undertook, that he knew was borderline impossible, has fallen apart, if anything has had sort of negative momentum, and is not going anywhere. So as he noted in his statement, this is a word that Israeli politicians use commonly in their own discourse, but it is not something that is at all acceptable in the American discourse on this issue.
That's the point, right, Peter? He should know better than to say this, because if you go to Israel, I was in Israel several months ago, this is the conversation they're having, that if the younger generation of Palestinians are saying, okay, fine, if you won't give us a state, forget the peace process, just give us voting rights, let us vote in Israel, let us be part of this conversation. The Secretary Kerry's point is you can't have a Jewish state then. If the Israelis want a Jewish state, if you give Palestinians the right to vote within a larger Israel, you're outnumbered. Right. But he's just not supposed to use that term.
In the American political context especially, it's just one of those terms outside of the campus left. He probably has no allies on this in this country. It's just one of those words you cannot say, even if there is a kernel of truth behind it. Right. You can't just sort of come out and say it, and that raises the question of what, did he, why, behind closed doors, why did he bring this up?
And there's a debate about how the Daily Beast reporter Josh Rogan got in the room or got a tape recorder in the room. You know what? We can have that conversation. I'm sure it'll be a conversation on reliable sources this weekend. Right. John Kerry should know better. Right. Anything you say in today's world is most likely being recorded by someone.